save. I wanna tell you something new. You drove us both into a wall. I drive away into the night, and I contemplate for a while. I wish you all the best I can, and I stop myself for a while. I'm saying things I don't believe. The panic's rising up in you. Won't you tell me something new? Don't you think for the people the best we find back my stuff a little sooner than this? Don't you think for the people the best we find back my stuff a little sooner than this? Don't you wish I would have been someone else? I wanna feel your death without making a mess at you. Won't you tell me something new? I wanna tell you something new. You drove us both into a wall. I drive away into the night, and I contemplate for a while. Don't you think for the people the best we find back my stuff a little sooner than this? Don't you think for the people the best we find back my stuff a little sooner than this? Don't you wish I would have been someone else? I wanna feel your death without making a mess at you. Won't you tell me something new? Wish you all the best I can, then I stop myself for a while.
Chase your tail light. I'll be under your skin, letting you go for a while.
Damn, feeling lucky. Out above my own streets. Us two in these streets. Diamonds on my feet. Caught up in these talks. Circling my head top. Should've been more cautious. Now I got what I wanted. Many I've been here before. Made it out of 11 more. Like my phone cortex. So I can't stop, I want it all. Listen up, I'm calling you. I need you to tell the truth. Remember when you wanted to. Remember that I said my shit. Cut you at the perfect time. I was watching it then. You know what you want to do. But I can never be your friend. Got me being paralyzed. Couldn't get me so blind. You know what you want to do. So I can never be your friend. And the men don't we kind of turn around, eat your greens. When you fight, but you do be clean. Then you come to the bed and you love feel dirty. It's everybody sweater drops, you're real keen. Bring let me get your juiciest piece. Can't remember when I had the same please. The shops at the club never had no boundary. How's it gonna be? You wanna eat these centipedes? Where we gonna go? You gonna eat these calories. Giving me a treat.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's kick it off, shall we?
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like, I just want to say thank you very much.
Hello there, Glow. Glad to have you here. Jolly good and everything. You know, we're looking up a little bit different. We got the porn stash going on tonight and a little soap patch and hair pulled back and shiny and stuff. And we're just ready here to rock it because there's nothing else much going on here. Welcome everyone to Late Night Crypto with Road Dogg. And here I am with the Tangem ring behind me. Just saying, I think they still got their little special deal going on if you're trying to order one of these guys or one of their Tangem wallets. Black Friday's 15. Not my code. My code is DAWG, but if you want to use Black Friday's 15 and get 15% off instead of the normal 10% off that I can offer, I can't blame you a bit. There you go, Tangem wallets. You need one. They're good. They're safe, secure. I got two different ones right there that I keep all my goodies on, especially Caspa, right? Need a good Caspa wallet. Ladies and gentlemen, so nice to have you here. I'm watching Bitcoin because we've been watching Bitcoin for a while. We watched it here, and then it come up and ranged here, then it came down and ranged here. Oh Lord, it looked like it had some promising hope to kind of at least come back up here before getting rejected and going lower, but no, they decided to do that little heartbeat thing right there and clear out things, give us a fake signal. Oh, we're getting ready to do something. Well, they're getting ready to do something. They cleared out the longs and the shorts, and then they dropped us down. Yay. Not exactly what I was hoping for there. I'll tell you, I wouldn't. That one, we talked about where she could go if she did it, but I really wasn't looking for it to do it. Especially after we did this, I thought, oh, you know, because I'm however you want to do it, I would do like that. And then you got this broadening pattern here, and they're kind of neutral really, and believe it or not, they got a 60% chance to break out well in the direction that they came from. It's a continuation pattern. You have to look at it as a continuation pattern if you're going to look at it this way. And since it didn't come down here, I mean, it can continue down. That's what the pattern suggests for that. Will it? I don't know. I mean, I hope not, because it can just as easily bounce off of this bottom area. And again, we're getting some of these possible bottom side type patterns here on some of these smaller time frames. On some of these areas of support, it might give us a little lift. It's not telling us a definite trend reversal, in my opinion. I mean, we had bottoming patterns over here at support, and we went sideways, went up a little bit, but then we lost it. We could just be falling down a little bit over these last few days of the year. It is a little lackluster. I've mentioned this before, and I've mentioned this for every bullish month that we have in this season. It's not always straight up, folks. I mean, it spurts up and then it's sideways and down. And there are points in these markets. There were points in October and November and now here in December where we look at these things and say, I thought this is supposed to move. I thought this is supposed to be doing good. And I just want to give you a friendly reminder, and I just want to let's just take down a walk down memory lane here for this year, and where we were back in these areas, going sideways, feeling much like the same, and even here. But Bitcoin went all the way up to 70,000, 73,000, and we're like, hell yeah! And altcoins were doing good, and everything was good, and we were all happy and looking forward for 100,000, 100K coming, right? And then we went sideways all summer long. We even talked about that possibility. It's like, we're like, one of those thoughts, like, there's some signs here. Wouldn't it be? Wouldn't it just be horrible if we just went sideways and selling May and walk away was the thing? We just went sideways all summer long and just watched altcoins just get destroyed. Yeah, those came to the. That came out of my lips, but I didn't take any action on it like I wish I had done. Took that little idea a little more seriously. That's a place where I stumble around with a little bit. But I mean, there's no way of knowing, but that's how it played out. As sure as the world, it did. But then we came out of it. We snapped out of it here at 67, 68,000. Doesn't that seem kind of crazy? Now we're sitting here at 94,000. And it's in the 64 is like, no, it's too expensive. I'm not buying any more Bitcoin at 64,000. Are you crazy? Now, if she comes down to 53, I might buy me some, but 64, 65, no way. I'm not doing it. Porn star's got to have his rules and standards. Just saying. The stash. Hey, we used to have a crypto YouTuber called Crypto Stash. I haven't seen anything from him lately. He was quite popular there with Bitcoin and blockchain, around the blockchain and all that. Just happened to thought of that. This porn stash made me think of him. Stash, what's up, Stash? So anyway, our situation here is that we came up to around 108,000. That was nice, right? Because they were calling for us to go down a lot lower, and then we got a little sideways movement. So what's happening for Bitcoin? I'm on the daily. I'm going to go to a different chart that we can see, so I don't have to erase any of this smaller term time frame stuff here. And we're flirting with this big green cloud here on the daily. I'm not crazy about that. That doesn't spell the end all be all, but it's not great. It's not the most optimal. We're looking at these trend lines also and trying to see if they might hold some support. Now, the biggest thing that's holding support is this trend line here, connecting the two toppy tops, our high back here in April 21st, 2021, and then our second top over here November 9th. Looks like it's the 9th, 2021. We connect those two little dots. Let them make a little spider line if you want to consider it as a spider. It's just a trend line. It's a ray. It just goes on forever. There will be something there because these are the top areas. Bitcoin could not make it over there. But yet here, we connect those dots and lines and we see that we made it above it, and we have been testing it time and time again. And it's been holding. This line is quite the line. We're going to blow this little baby up. We're going to paint her red. And that's our line in the sand, because if we lose that, we're coming back down into... Say it with me, everybody. With big ass channel. That could be part of it. Even comes down further. Down to these ideas. We could be coming down there, and that opens the box that technically we can start seeing these lower areas of 58,000. Now, I do not believe that will happen at all, but we can look at the TA and just go by our traditional analysis on this bigger time frame, saying, yeah, what would we do any other ways? If this was like a 1 hour chart, how would we look at it? Same way I'm looking at it right here. Tracking this for upward momentum. It's trying to go parabolic, breaking out of this area. We broke out of this channel. It's a good chance that we can go up, but if we do come back in, we got this trend line right here, this breakout here, and we could be coming back. And I don't want to see, well, I mean, if I know it's coming, I can plan for it and take it accordingly, but I mean, it's not necessarily what we want to see at this point in the market, is it? No, we should be getting into up only, which I believe that we are. It's just the end of the year, folks. The excitement will come in January. But we got that idea to talk about, but this red line. It's this red line that I'm really looking at and anticipating. That's a nice one. Well, that's a nice trend line. What's going on over here? We got some little stuff over here. I can need to see what we got. So is it possible that we got a channel idea going on here? Do we have a measure move that could take us down here to 86,000? It could. I don't see anything though that would give us support that would be the bottom of it, other than maybe this trend line might go a little bit lower. Ichimoku Cloud says it could bring us down here, and I'm not trying to put. We're just going over some ideas of what could happen. We are far away from these things confirming, but we are showing a few little things on here in the daily chart that we need to pay attention to, and it's mostly with our moving averages and the price action. Notice here, price action fell below this green 9 moving average. That's our first sign of uh-oh. Then it fell below the red 21. That's our second sign of uh-oh. Then the 9 decided to bearishly cross over at 21, and then we're saying, oh, this is starting to look a little rough. And we find some support here for many, many days on this 50 moving average, and that's cool. We need that support, but we're starting to lose it a little bit now. We've been wicking below it and getting close to this cloud, and well, this is just that the water's starting to get hot. We're the frog in the big tub of lukewarm water is slowly heating up. We don't want it to just creep up on us, and then we look around and all of a sudden, you know, we're almost well done. Crap. I guess we're dinner tonight. We don't want to feed the whales, right? So what we got to do is pay attention on these bigger time frames, the bigger ones that will tell us what's going to happen, not the 1 minute, regardless of what a random YouTuber might be saying. But the 9 crossing the 50 has not happened yet. If that happens, oh man, January could be, you know, I mean, volatile and stuff, but I mean, we could see some lower prices, 88,000, somewhere through there or lower. I mean, it could happen. It would be the first signs that we're looking for. Not happened yet. We can easily bounce back up, recover this 50 moving average, pop over that little 9 green moving average, and be on our little merry frog hopping Kermit the Frog way above that 9 green line there. But with all, with hope, right? Now, are there some signs on the smaller time frames saying that that's getting ready to happen? Not really. Not really. There's not. I'm looking here at the 4 hour here on Bitcoin, and we're below the non-moving average, and well, that's not fine, and that's not cool. But it's not the end all be all. Now, as sure as the world, I'm willing to bet, I'm willing to place a wager that there is somebody out there that favors a 1 minute chart that probably, I'm just kind of guessing, probably seeing this coming down, and they're seeing all this and all that, and they're going to do their little favorite move and calling for a head and shoulder to the downside. And I'm not. Wrong application, baby. Don't apply a top pattern in a bottom position. But we do have some things going on there. I just wonder, I mean, when you say it's got a little bit of a head, and it's got that, you know, it makes these other ones, I mean, you got this way, you could look at it this way, or you could look at it, oh, look, it's an inverted head. What the hell? I mean, how does this... Does not sound confusing if you got somebody telling you you got a top pattern and a bottom pattern right there at the same place? I don't understand. But anyway, it spurs people like me and people like Joe from Trade Intuition, and I think Joe, yeah, I saw Joe here in the chat here. I need to come over and say hello to you guys in the chat, but and some other YouTube content creators that, you know, like to dedicate our time to just trying to get some good knowledge out there. There's some people that have just taken it and added stuff and just threw some stuff in there and their own little perspective and whatever they happened to dream up last night. I don't know, or maybe it's regurgitated false information. There's some bad information out here, people. I'm just going to start calling it for what it is. There's some bad information that for if new people get into it and they don't know better, and that's who they're catering to, they're going to get wrecked. And I mean, the world is a crazy place, and I hope it'll get better, but we're still, you know, being driven toward the edge of a cliff here. Financially, as far as the world goes, so it seems, and times are hard. People need a break, and people are looking to crypto because they're seeing that other people make it, seeing that there's people like me that can spend some time in here and not have to have a 9-to-5 job, not have to have any job, can support ourselves through our crypto efforts. I mean, not saying that we've got millions of dollars raining down or anything from trading groups. That's what's happening. We do it the old-fashioned way, darling. We earn it. We show that you can earn it. doing it this way, because the other guys are making their money from selling the products, a service, a subscription, but leading you to think that, oh, you can get the same results, honey. I got mansions, I got Escalades, I got houses. And you can do the same thing if you just do what I do. Just this 1 minute chart, this 200 moving average. That's all you. They didn't do it that way, baby. They didn't do it that way. And I don't know. I have issues with that. You hear me talk about it. I'm sorry. You guys can let me know if it's like too much. But so far, nobody's really complained about it. But I'm just I'm just thinking, man, if I tune in on the Road Dogg Crypto Show and I'm like, oh my God, Road Dogg's ranting about them grifters again, and I can't help it. It just comes out. My bad. I don't mean to. It just does. You know, the only thing that I can do to help keep me in good graces is to, probably get away from the old porn stash and just be a little bit more adorable and cutesy. So this is what we do. Hey, how's it going? It's all in the eyes. Yeah. See how calm you feel now? You're like, oh, hey. He doesn't look like such a dick after all. Here we are. Let me say hello to everybody before we start getting into these crazy charts and making sense of what's going on. But in a nutshell, we're in a good point to be just sideways and a little down and get people and a good chance for some whales to come in and pull some games to drive prices lower. People like that, market makers, whatever. The people that can move the prices, they have an incentive to do that here in the United States anyway. Where a lot of them would be trying to do this for tax purposes, whatnot, wash trading and things like that. And, we got some big old money in this right now, right? That have been chomping at the bit to be in here. They've been easing in here for the past, 6 to 8 years. And they know all the old games that they play in the legacy system in Wall Street and whatnot, the things that they had to crack down on and make illegal and everything, right? They're kind of savvy, and they know all the little tricks to pull on us that we don't have all that background and stuff. Now, they're not the greatest at it too, and they do have limitations and only certain things that they can do, but by golly, they know how to take advantage of certain times and opportunities in the market, such as tax loss harvesting and wash trading. And if it's legal in crypto where it's not over there where they normally want to do it, ooh, baby. Oh, well, it gives them an opportunity just to make some more money, and they like to make that money. It's not a bad time. We just might be down and sideways for a little while, and it's cool. We'll get back above 100,000, and we will see altcoins go into an alt season at some point, probably twice. Probably 2 little good segments, I think, over the next 12 months for alt season, altcoins. Let me say hello to everybody here in the chat. How's it going, everybody? Peeps. Let's, we got Duality Crypto. How's it going, Duality? Chris Klein, Floki's Angels, LFG, love this show. We got Jason. How's it going, Jason? There's Joe from Trade Intuition, and oh man, I don't have it up anymore. Would normally show. I tried to show his channel. Go check out his channel. Do I have that? I think I tried to add that, Joe. Let me see if I got that. Let me know if did that come in the chat? Why, no, that's not Joe. That's IP Bandit. I never got it in there. Oh, Joe, you can throw your credentials up there if you like. We got Bud Pick. How's it going, Bud Pick? Floki's Angels. Bobby Yaz. Hello, lovely crypto freaks. Deep gratitude for sharing your experience, knowledge, and wholesome TA Road. Hey, thank you very much. I do like the feedback. It kind of helps me, well, to gear things more toward what you guys want to go over and stuff. So yeah, feedback, questions, any kind of questions, whatever. You guys kind of direct the show. I come in with a list of coins and I see some coins over here and I just get into the charts and I just try to explain my mindset and what I think is going on. And sometimes I feel like I get way too deep in it. I don't know, but I think there's some things that, some people would pay for the information that I share, to learn it if they didn't know it. or it may take them longer to kind of pick up on some of these things if you have to go and just read and study line by line. I mean, that's a good way to do it, don't get me wrong. Actually, I would be willing to bet if you spent 3 or 4 weeks going through something like Investopedia or a place like the patternsight.com, just going through there, doing your own little course study, I think you would learn a lot. It will take a while. What takes time is just absorbing it and letting it all just kind of mingle together. All start to come together, make sense, and connecting the dots. That takes some time with experience, but getting the understanding down and stuff, I mean, those are good starts. I think in 3 or 4 weeks, you guys could spend some time there, Investopedia or whatever, and get some great strategies, understanding the market, how it moves. Even there's so many free resources here on YouTube now that weren't here when I first started learning or trying to learn how to do technical analysis and trading and all this stuff. That, I mean, it's grown a lot. There was a time the courses used to be $5,000 and $10,000. Yeah, that crazy. Thank God they're not anymore. It seems like most people are going with the $100 subscription fee for whatever that they're given. But still, I think that's too much. But that's just me. It can be helpful, but if you have no direction at all. But right now, you got so many free resources. You should be able to find lots of YouTubers on here and find somebody that you resonate with that's not trying to fleece you with some of the, and they can give you a good foundational education on this stuff, and not just, it feels like this, it looks like this, like, y'all look at me, we did this. If it's all about me, it's all ego and all that, ego and selling you something, I think it's the wrong track. But if it's about sharing and asking questions, getting feedback, I think that's the way to go. It's how I learn. So anyway, hello everyone. Hello. Road Glide. Hey, there's a new name. I like that. I like the road in your name, Glide. How about this new coin A115Z? Could you take a look? Not A116Z? Is there a new spinoff? I don't like spinoffs, but if there is, we'll take a look at it. AI16Z was actually on my list to go over. You said 15Z, so I'm thinking maybe I need to look at that. Hey, thanks for bringing that up, and thanks for hanging out with me. There's Grimmer. How's it going, Grimmer? Bugpick says ain't looking good. Chartface. Can paying for decks and more marketing bring back volume to a project automatically? So you're asking, like, if a project, if they pay for a decentralized or paying for a DEX though? Now, Central Exchange, like Mexi and all that deal with those coins, if they pay on that definitely, when they get listed on centralized exchanges, does help. Any place that they get listed, decentralized or centralized places, is going to help because it just adds more liquidity, more money to the pools there. So all of that helps, but if they're on a centralized exchange, they get more exposure, more marketing, and that kind of thing. So those are kind of the best ones, and usually you'll see things spike up when right before a new listing, when the news of it, a lot of traders, buy the rumor and sell the news, and then that's why there's a sell-off when they do get listed. Think of the Caspa meme coins. Mexi, or was it Mexi or COINEX? COINEX was listing them. Prices start going crazy, and then they still do good for a little while, level off, and then tank. It's like, I don't even know your name. But, Casper meme coin, I mean, they're all back down on discount prices. That's kind of how it plays out. But yeah, any kind of marketing will help projects. That's why you see a lot of them have marketing budgets. And it's sad but true. Most of this, it's hype. Hype is what moves this market. If you understand that, you'll do better at it. It's getting sold on these coins and marrying these coins and thinking this is the technology on the altcoins. And there's some that have it, but you got real projects doing real things, and you got other projects that ain't doing nothing, just hype and just lying or whatever they're doing, just getting a frenzy going, and it outperforms the thing that actually could change the world. It's crazy. But all altcoins do take a huge ass discount, and that's why we don't advise keeping them for a full cycle. Lily X, $2 super chat. I appreciate that very much. That gets priority. This is AERGO. $2 super chat. Thank you very much. Let me hit that little heart and like. So what I like to do on my show. So you got the super chat. That'll be the first coin that we will go over. But I like to go over Bitcoin. Look at the indices real quick. Try to remember to do the news. We got to go over last night's news, and then I start coming back and going into the altcoins, and you're just gonna be the first one. Hey, there's Celinda. How's it going? No, there's no volume on BTC right now. Yeah, that's not surprising for me. And in one aspect, you would think, well, a lot of people are off and they didn't have time to trade if they, we got, but I mean, the year-end tax thing. That's what, in my opinion, that's the biggest thing that it is. It's the tax thing. So it's kind of an uncertain. I mean, you don't want to go heavy if they're going to drop prices, or you would watch it. It's kind of lackluster. But this next week in January, this first week in January, let's see what they do. I don't think they'll just take off on January 1st or anything crazy like that. But I would say by the 3rd, we should start seeing some good movement in Bitcoin and altcoins. Stop it, Lifer! Lifer was driving me nuts this morning with that stuff. Tommy, 2 liters. Road Dog, show some love. Ringing the cowbell. I got you, Tommy. Nothing like a little cowbell to brighten up the whole evening. Brighten up your life. Make things just go good. Just clears the air. Need a little cowbell in your life. Got to bring back the cowbell. That's what happened with America. We lost our cowbell. Well, God. We lost God and we lost our cowbell. We bring back God and bring back the cowbell. America's strong again. Look up and Andy. Oh, another super chat. Hey, thank you. You and Project Moongold PMG on the only ones I trust. I know. I watch him every once in a while. He's another. Now he does value channels. I don't always agree with the way he draws them, but that's okay. We don't always have to agree. The same idea is there. He likes channel. He understands the channel idea, and that's very important, I think. So that's cool. He does good tea. He does good. He does good. I'm not saying nothing but good things to say about him. The serious. There's only one out there that's just overrating their skills from what they have to offer, in my personal opinion. They just need to step up their game. But the only thing, well, anyway. Whoever you follow on YouTube, as long as they don't have a big ego about themselves and they're just not always saying, hey, look at me, this is what I do, and keep bringing it back. They're looking for that validation and everything. And that's your warning sign right there. These are the things you're trying to weed out of yourself as a trader, man. You don't need some voice in your head telling you that you're better than what you really are, that your skills are superior than what they are, or whatever your voices tell you on anything. You don't need overconfidence. That's what makes you lose money. Getting overconfidence, getting cocky, getting ego, because that happens when you get money. When your money value starts going up, that's how you get. It will do it, and then that's what will set you up. Pride comes before the fall. It's in the Bible, and it plays out true to life. I've lived it. I know it's true. So you got to keep from being cocky or getting into the feel goods and all that, because it will lead you astray. It will. It changes your mindset, and then you're going to make stupid choices. They will be stupid. So we got to keep our emotion. That's part of keeping the emotions out of your trading game, is keeping that ego. But that smug look. That's just not it. Where's our smug look? Do we have a smug look? Smug look. Who are you going to believe? Me? Somebody? Or are you going to believe that somebody's been doing this for 15 years? I'm telling you. See, and every time that comes out, I'm documenting it. All right. So yeah, Project Moongoat. I like him. Project. He's good. It's a little bit. He uses some now. He uses some language that new people will come in that I don't like this. Like, guys, if it gets above this, it's going to fly. Oh, this is going to rip. It's going to fly. Well, my definition of it's going to rip and going to fly might not be the same as his or yours. We might not agree, and so. When I hear that, so oh guys, we're going to make so much money, or this is going to rip, it's going to go great. I mean, that's hype. That's getting into something. Is it really? That's things that can lead people astray. That's how I look at it. Maybe I'm being too picky. I don't know, but I put my trust when I was learning all this into other YouTubers, and I hear these little comments, and I'm like, oh, well, then maybe I can go ahead and take this trade then. Boom. And then it goes south, and then you get pissed at them, and you're supposed to know what you're talking about. You know, you go through this stuff when you're first learning this. I remember Crypto Face one time. We had something going on, and he was like, that's when I was first learning about Crypto Face and all that. And he's like, yeah, in the stream is like, oh yeah, Bitcoin's gonna, I've seen this a lot, and it's gonna go like, yeah, it's gonna just do this. And I was like, cool. It didn't. Now, who should I be mad at? Should I be mad at Crypto Face? Well, I mean, not really. I mean, it comes down to me and my actions that got my ass in trouble. But we do, as YouTubers, we should be aware of the language that we use and the motion that we generate out there, because it can be misleading. And to get people hyped up, and that's why I advise you not to get on people that get all cocky and look at me, they're coming out. Are you doing this? Are you living like me? Are you trying to be me? Be me, be just like me. Give me your money. We don't need that. Or people this is definitely going to happen. I've seen this many times. And like Crypto Face, even him saying, oh, just being whimsical. He may not have meant anything by it, but I took it that way. I took it serious. Because I'm like, dude, you're sitting here raking in hundreds of thousands of dollars. If anybody knows what the hell they're talking about, it's got to be you, because you're doing it. I don't know. What the hell are we talking about? Oh my God, somebody I ate the wrong candy again. I ate the wrong Christmas candy again. I can already tell. It's going to be a weird show. Is that a Loompa Oompa? Oh, Sean, are you in the costumes? Get out of the wardrobe. Jeez, I thought I was hallucinating. That's just Sean in the Loompa Oompa outfit. That's crazy, Sean. Anyway, hello, people. I promise we'll get to the show. I promise. Okay. You're okay. AI 16. Okay, yeah, that one's on my list. If I ever shut up talking and get to it. Bullets on Parade, Shane Fletcher, Jasmine possibly. I am making a list and it's growing and I keep talking. Bugpick says shorting. Bugpick says trying to learn shorting ideas. Could you maybe show an example on an altcoin like Atom how you would look for a short? Let me turn this around. You may have to help me to remember to do this because I'm starting to get a little off topic here, but I want to do that. We'll start looking. Most people, what you will see is, especially there's one YouTuber, what you will see is that they start shorting when we start coming down to support, and that's the worst place to start shorting. You want to build your shorts at tops. So that's the first warning I'll get. Now, a lot of people like to do it, but you shouldn't long resistance, right? These are some of the best rules to commit to, and I think it's some of the easiest ones to talk yourself out of. But these top areas, that's resistance, right? And these are all resistance. You would not normally long these areas, fib levels, measure move levels, things like that, where there should be something where trend lines like you got this. That's you can see this is going to be resistance. That's not normally where you would wrong. You would long a breakout, but that is an idea where a lot of people start building little shorts, and you hear them talk about it, right? Like, we're building a short, and you're like, and what they're doing is that they're layering in. They layer in at these tops, and they play for a bigger game when they're shorting. It's not like I'm going to go all in, 50x right here for they're layering in a position at these levels, catching them, and hoping that we go to change our trend. Instead of making higher highs and higher lows, that we're going to be making lower lows and lower highs. That's what you're trying to do. What you also see now, you can jump in at any time, like breaking this trend line. That's a good place. And that's when you start saying, maybe I should start shorting, when you start breaking trend lines like that. So that would be a good area. So trying to plan ahead and catch the top areas as much as you can. Trying to catch a major trend line break, that would be your second thing, because it just lost that and it's probably going to go down. But after this, and after we get our drops and stuff, we start trying to level out area, this is not the place to look for a short, for real. You can keep your eyes open and you might find one. I'm not saying it can't happen, but this is where you start risking the shorts going against you, right? This is where the people that were planning the shorts over here, this is where they're starting to look and say, we ought to start building along, nibbling in along, and catch them down. It's similar to what I do in position trading and how I build my positions there, but it's what the market makers do. That's how the market makers work. They're doing the old hourglass strategy too. So hopefully that helped, and maybe we'll have time to come back over that a little bit with some more questions. Road Glide, Bush on Prayer. I'm just trying to say hello to everybody. Now I'm getting really off topic. I think I got everybody. Going to Melt Phases. Walks into the room. We bashing the cup and handle without me. Oh, what? Scary old witch. Walks into the room. We bashing a cup and handle without me? Shame. Rogue Glide says, how come I don't have the super chat or the money option on my YouTube? I do not know. I don't have that option. I've experienced that before myself too, though. So I don't have an answer as to why. Oh, there's an answer. There's an option. I think that does. Rogue Glide, you on your PC or your phone? I think that. It's 11:11. This is my. Oh no! Don't. 11:11. my phone wallpaper is a big Bitcoin, a big Bitcoin. Can we look at Osmos? I love Osmosis. That's what my dark horse plays. I've been in for. Actually, I haven't sold it since last cycle. I've just been sitting. I got the airdrop and I let it sit there and worked it. Just let it do DeFi and staking and got more airdrops, and that's been cool. It can do good. All right, so let me get over to, let's take a look at our indices. We'll get into these requests we've got in the news too. Oh man, we're 43 minutes and I haven't even, gosh. Rick Simpson, you got some really, really strong oil. That's what I got to say. So Bitcoin market, Bitcoin dominance. We need to take a look at that one. She looks like she's wanting to fall. Kinda, but she also looks like she wants to go up. She's giving me mixed signals, and I'm telling you now, price action wise, the pattern wise, and all that, it looks bearish, like she wants to come down. She's making all the right moves there. Moving average wise, she's looking bullish, like she's trying to gain some ground. So I'm getting all kinds of mixed signals here. And, you know, she lost this trend line and dropped it, came back up, retest. I mean, that's looking good so far, but she needs to come down and make a lower low. Now, the bigger moving averages here, and I'm on the 4 hour, I mean, they're crossing bullish and we're above the 200. We got all the signs that we can hold this area or even go higher. And I'm looking for this right here, Bitcoin dominance. So this breakout area, we came back up, retested it. 50 moving average was there too. Price rolled off of that. And now this 9 is rolled over there. And right now, this 9 is starting to cross bearishly over this red 21. So we're getting these little steps now saying it's just been taking it a while to take effect. And sometimes we get that bigger time frames. We see what's happening or what could happen or what should happen, but it takes it a long time to do that. And I get caught up on that sometimes when I'm looking on the weekly. Sometimes I forget how long it takes before something actually starts to happen, and it seems bullish until, oh crap, I remember we were going to, it was telling us it was going to drop, and then it catches up with So this one, it looks like it may be catching up, but man, she's still trying to find some support on some other these bigger. I mean, that's bullish here in the 100 crossing the 200. So what we'll probably do, we should start. It'll probably be a slow burn down on Bitcoin dominance for a little while, until we make we'll finally get our lower low ends, what we're hoping for. But if it doesn't happen, I mean, if this one goes up, altcoins hurt. If it comes down, altcoins love it. So we're setting up where we can come down. We should, but man, she's being a little bit more bullish than she, than what she needs to be right here. 9 crossing the 21. Even though we got a green candle here in the 4 hour, it should start lowering down. So maybe we'll get a little bit of a bump in altcoins. Nothing huge, but something better than what we got right now. That would be cool. Help out altcoins a little bit. We're going to take a look at, let me see if we get to our first altcoin here. Let's take a look at Total 3 before we do that. Lost a trend line idea here. Just a local trend line. Retested it. So that's suggesting we can go sideways or down for a minute. Coming down to these lower areas, losing about another $20 billion in altcoins possibly. Now, Total 3 does look bearish on the moving averages. Because we got a 100 crossing the 200, so they flip-flopped. So it looks like altcoins. Oh man, Total 3. She's holding this particular line here, this 382 Fibonacci, this green line, horizontal right there. Okay, I'll blow it up. And as long as she holds that, we can bounce and do good. But it's starting to look like she might want to think about losing it. What I do like is that where we lost this trend line here, we came down and now we're going sideways. Normally it would be a stronger drop. We're not getting that, so we got some sideways. So we can't just immediately assume, oh, she's going to just drop, because she's setting up to where she could just fake us out. Have a nice strong support here at this particular Fibonacci, and a bounce from here would go up fairly strongly. A nice strong move. So we're in some tricky situations, but not too tricky. I mean, you just got to watch. Like if we lose this level here, then yeah, okay, that scenario is probably going to play out. But if we keep holding here with all these wicks like that, we just may only need, a week from now, we might be looking back at altcoins and saying, woohoo, we're riding high again, baby. Wow. Because it could easily bounce us out of here. So I think we're just in a lackluster sideways end of the year moment for most of these altcoins right now. Let's take a look at Arrow. Super chat for Arrow. Thank you again for that super chat. I do want to thank you. Let me make sure I got the right one there. Let's see. AERGO. Ergo. Let's take a look at it on, I guess, Coin. See how big of a chart you got here on Coinbase. Zoom out. Oh, okay. We got some stuff to work with here. Nice. Not too much up there. Let me take a look at the Binance chart. More history. Nope. We'll go back to Coinbase. So this has been going on. Oh, this has been going on for a couple years now. So she's been ranging for a couple years. Wow. I don't usually use this down here, but this is a great place to use it when you're in a range. Oh, snap. What happened there? Back up. Here we are. This little range tool, it's a really good little indicator. Fixed volume range. Is that the name of it? What? Fixed range volume profile. And it does really good for catching, the bottom of a channel or a range that we can be in. And that looks promising that it might want to keep going up there. Let me take that off. What I like to do in these situations is fibber out. And this is where we were. When was this? April 2024? Okay, so that's relevant. We can go with this one right here. Swing hard to swing lower out of our accumulation zone. And look how she went up and beautifully tested that, not once but twice, bouncing off of that twice. Bouncing off of it twice, even though we got a lower low. Moving averages are flipped to the bullish side. It tells me that we're probably going to break on through here and start coming up to this area at 20 cents, about 21 cents. She also likes to go up higher, so these two Fibonacci guys right here, the 786 and the 618, will be your best chances, in my personal opinion, to get some juicy lemon orders filled to give you some profits, because from where we are now up to there will be another 40 to 67% gain. So $100 will turn into about $150 or $170 if you were just to say, I'm going to FOMO in right now, which I don't recommend. What I can see on this bigger time frame here for Ergo is this nice rounding bottom here, and that's, they can go parabolic. Rounded bottoms pay the bill is what my first mentor, I guess it's my only, admins too, Crypto Bitcoin Chris used to be a YouTuber, and that's what he used to say, rounded bottoms pay the bill. Pay the bills. And he had a trading group that I joined, and it turns out there's a lot, pretty popular trading group, because there weren't very many here on YouTube. Overpriced, I think. But anyway, it set me on the right direction. But that was some of the things I did, like his screen shares and him sharing his thought process and everything. And that's what I learned from that trading group, or what I got the most out of it. So my streams are kind of like that. I tried to kind of do that with my streams and do some of the things that I don't think he got into this in depth with his TA though. It's kind of like, so you got a plan A or a plan B. It's either going to go up or it's going to come down, or it's going to go sideways. But you make your plan accordingly. I don't know. I had to go on my own journey to figure out my fibs strategies and moving average strategies and things like that. But yeah, I got some good basic fundamentals from the trading groups that I was in, and at the time I needed it. So I can't bitch about it at all. Was it overpriced? Well, considering that information is freely available in video form, and even, on free websites, including Investopedia, I guess it depends, but it depends on how you learn. Do you need somebody to kind of nudge you a little bit? Maybe that's the appeal. 21 cents could be coming here. I like it. I think we're still moving up parabolico. And if you want to look at it, maybe a bigger, I wouldn't go too big just yet, but eventually, we could be looking up here in these areas about around 40 cents. She's likely to get rejected up here because she had such a deep retracement up here, even up to 27 cents, and pulling back maybe to where she is now, 18 to 20 cents, before making it up to those bigger areas. We gotta see if she can get out of this zone here. If we go from swing high to swing low all the way to the lows. Oh, you like this one? I don't want to turn my back on that one. 26 cents. I'm going to put that one on there. But so far in all of her history, March 2022, she got up to 38 cents. And through all this time, it's been pretty much a range with some nice little highs up there around 30 cents and whatnot. I would go with those targets. And as far as any place to get in, if you want to add to your position, I do believe that she's going through a parabolic move. So we got these ideas, and good trend lines are one of the first things I go with. And here on the 6 hour, we can go to a 4 hour. We got this trend line establishing here. So how I play it, and what I do, and some people do level to levels, they buy after you clear a level, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. That's one of the traditional ways to do it. Another way is to buy it as close to the trend line as you can. She's above non-moving average on the 4 hour, above the 200 moving. The moving averages are looking good. Got some work to do, but looks like she's getting ready to go in the right direction. If you want to look at trend lines and breakouts, I like this one here, bodies to bodies to bodies, broke out, came back, retested that very same line. Local pattern, you could say you're in one of these, or you could just say you're in a bigger ass channel. However you want to look at it, it's basically come out about the same anyway, or falling wedgie. We'll need to get above 17 cents, but again, the sweet spot's right here, just right under 21 cents. In my personal opinion. Ergo. Let's take a look at AI16. AI16Z. Nice. And she's been pumping up today. I saw her over here. She was the big bubble. Now she wants to go down. AI16Z on the daily. Nice. I've got some of this, and I wish I'd bought a little bit more than I did. I was looking at it as a meme coin, but I think they're doing a little bit more than meme coin, right? This is AI agents. If I'm kind of like Truth Terminal, but this is AI16Z. Definitely working toward her parabola. Nice. On a secondary, so there's third angle right here, which is doing this, and eventually that will break down. Let's come down to the smaller time frame, see what we got. I'm gonna take this little guy, put him up here, see if we got anything going on. I'm not seeing anything there. Let's take you and go this way. So I'm going to get rid of this yellow line because it distracts me. So a channel is basically what we're in, and it is curving, and it's likely to break out even above. And one thing that you could do is just take the measure move from the channel, and that works good. Put it at the breakout, and it tells us that 165. Make a nice little sweet spot to put a little sell target there, because she could get up there and get rejected. And sometimes with these channels, they might be a little bit stronger than that move. May not be as strong, but it does make a good little measure move there. Now I like to use the Fibonacci's. Hello. And here's where I think we can get into a little bit of price prediction, shall we? Shall we get into bring out the freak? Bring out the freak, Sean. Oh, the freak is here.
Thank you very much.
This is now my fortune telling face. Let's do a little predictions. I'm gonna go with this 223.6. Fibrillator. Notch break out of the 1618 area. It was resistance. Then she said, "Hey, screw you. You ain't gonna hold me down no more, man." Look at that cup and handle to the upside. Whoa, baby! A scammy cup and handle. It's getting to the point that I can't even stand to even point out a cup and handle anymore. Just like start breaking it down into something else. Give me just a moment here. Okay. Almost there, ladies and gentlemen. Almost there. Okay, 4-hour time frame. We are at a serious resistance area here. This 1618 from this pull, and on several pulls that we got right there. There's a 1618 here, but she busted above it, so it is possible that we can get above it. But for this particular move we're at, she might be getting some rejection there. AI16Z. We check out our trend lines here, and if we're doing a line, might as well do the channel because there's a top of that line too that matters, right? Looking at some of these more horizontal lines, there is confluence for this little guy here at 91 cents if it decides to break down through there. I think I'm going to keep that line on there. Let's come down to a smaller time frame like the 15-minute. Now we're starting to see the rejection happening over here. Ichimoku Cloud saying that it's looking pretty good overall. It's not in danger of being sucked into the clouds. So I don't know if 108, I didn't draw a line there. Why not? Oh, that was that 61. Okay, yeah. Is that what that was? Yeah. Color code this stuff. All right, so we could get rejected and come back down here. We've got a 21 moving average sitting at, what is that, 103, 104. That might come into play. I could see that being a pullback. So we'll be looking for a rejection here and a pullback to 108, maybe even down here to somewhere around 103. Could happen. I don't really see it coming down that far, but it could. It definitely could, and even further down to 95 in those areas. But from there, we kind of gain our ground here. So we're on the 15-minute now, so this could happen over the next few hours. We could flag out here, touchdown, whatever, but then we could start be working toward these higher targets. And so the next higher target that I'll be looking for, that's worth waiting for, is about $1.65. From where we are now to get up to there would be about 45% gains if that scenario plays out. I think that she might, but right now, 15 minutes getting tired. Let's bump up to 4 hour. 4 hour looks good. Back down to 4 hour, looks like she's ready to party. On the 6 hour, duck lips look like it's ready to party. 8 hour looks like it's ready to party. The daily just now crossing is ready to party. So bigger targets abound, in my personal opinion. Let me just go ahead and connect a few little dots. So we're in a channel, break out of this channel. Let's take a measured move for this channel. And I'm gonna even include the wicks. I just feel like being generous tonight. Put it at a possible breakout, and that also takes us up to this area near 165. So if I had to call a price for a good place for this one to go to, I'm looking at 165. Let's go do it. We're sitting at what, 114 right now? Is that right? 114 right now. Possibly getting a little lower to 108 or ish. Hey, I16Z. Take a look at Theta. Theta's been having a pretty decent day. Look, maybe she hasn't. Maybe she hasn't. I thought she was up. She's not up. She was up to what, 234. Now she's at 217. She was up at 240. Okay. Guess I haven't looked at this one in a minute. Zoom out on Theta. Looks like a total 3 in our other altcoins and stuff. Maybe we just need to clear this off. Looks a lot like total 3. A lot like it. I would view it as being in one of these little channels. Trying to make a partial decline here. That's what we kind of like. When she starts doing that and finding a level where, well, we call it a partial decline. Even though she did wick down here, it kind of sucks, but she regained it. It's holding, and then we usually see this before we start doing our breakout. So she's showing signs that she may be thinking of breaking out. I do want to say that our moving averages have flipped bearish, so it could easily go the other way too. So we need these levels to hold. We need this level to hold. Right underneath this little wick here and these wicks there, and we're not even touching it right now, but was that 209? Need to hold that, but it looks like, you know, we may be. Let's look and see if we can get a breakout. I guess this would be a good point to talk about entry, because if you watch some of your 1 minute guys and some of those self-proclaimed experts, you know, when they're doing a trade, they don't ever talk about how they enter, right? Other than if it's above the 1 minute 200, and you can do that, but that's not the only one. There's other things that you can do besides 200 moving average. But I mean, the general rule is whatever time frame you're on, if you're above a 200 moving average, you're bullish. And if you're below it, you're bearish. So I mean, that's our basic general guidelines when it comes to moving average for the time frames. But they don't ever talk. For pattern traders, I find it very interesting. They don't ever talk about waiting for the breakout or waiting for the retest of the breakout to actually enter. It's just like, I'm in. Who's in with me? I'm like, what, did you have a signal? Did you have a signal that told you need to get in on this particular trade setup that you just did, that you're probably not even going to let play out because you're going to sell the first red candle? You need a signal. You need something telling you, let's go in. And I think most people, I mean, we should know that, but any new people come into some streams like that, and they're like, oh, we just go in whenever we want to, willy-nilly. So I think it's good that if you're a pattern trader or a YouTuber, that you talk about how to enter. Now, I like getting when price gets above a 9. If I was going to take a risky play, and it might be a risky play because she could easily come down here, but if I gain above a 9 moving average, especially on a bigger time frame like this 4 hour, then I would probably look at a smaller time frame and try to nail it sooner, to be honest with you. But that would be my signal here that I can do. Okay, if price gets above the 9 moving average, I can start looking for an entry. You have to have some rules, some guidelines to go by. That would be mine as a, you know, a little bit more of a degen play. Your basic rule for any kind of pattern though is for the breakout. You got that's showing, hey, now something's happening. We're not getting rejected here, going lower, or maybe even clearing out a higher high. You know, these are some ideas that you need to look for. When do I get in? Yeah, I mean, you got to tailor that to you and your risk factors. Like, you know, I'm cool with waiting for the 9 moving average, doing that. You know, I'm cool with that. If I get my ass handed to me, I mean, I've had it happen so often that I'm willing to take that risk. That's my risk tolerance. But when you're learning and when you're doing it, the proper entry would be for wait for breakout, a candle open. You got a candle open and close, and candle open and close. You don't want to see a candle body outside of this range, whatever your trend line is. And then that could be it. Somebody more conservative might want, well, I gotta see it get above this level and close a candle. Okay, you have to stay for him, because now you're establishing more of a trend, and then you can watch your number go green instead of watching it go into the red, dip into the red. Because if you just so here, it's like, well, it looks like it's getting ready to break out, so I'm just going to jump in, and then especially if you're doing leverage, then you watch that thing go down negative 20%, because that happens really easy on leverage, right? Yeah, really easy. I'm going to go 20x, and suddenly you're 25% in the hole. It just went down a little bit, but yet you're 25% of the money you put on the line is like technically not there anymore. That leads us to say things like the trend is your friend and all that. So especially if you are using leverage, you especially want to use some triggers or some technique that when you go in, you're less likely to see it go in the red. So you want to see an established trend. You don't want to start saying, oh, there could be resistance up here. It's probably not it. You want to be free and clear where you're making higher highs and higher lows. That's what you want when you get into a leverage trade. You want to be able to get in and see a number go up. Maybe you get a pullback, but we're still up. Goes up more. Oh, now it's looking good. Take a little bit of profit. We pull back a little bit, but we're still up. Might even add in if you want. Don't have to. Kind of throws your entry off. Go up. And I mean, it looks so easy on paper, right? But I mean, that's what we should be doing. The thing to keep us from doing this is our emotions coming. Are you on it now? Let's throw it. Don't miss out. This could be it. I know she's up. Or look, she's going up. She might keep going. We need to go ahead and buy this candle now. Oh. Well, that didn't work out. We're getting silly, people. Let me come back to the chat, see if I can get more grounded. We still haven't done the news, and I'm an hour and 10 minutes into my show. I feel like I'm way off. Guilty as charged. Need to learn to follow better entry points. Hey, well, the first step is just, realizing it. I mean, I had to realize that too. It's just like, you get tired of seeing red, man. You get tired of seeing red, and then eventually you will get tired of making these, I don't call them stupid mistakes. They're beginner mistakes. I've seen some traders in this game with 15 years experience that are still making beginner mistakes. So the fact that you can see that is the first step, because, well, what I like about trading, it's all about just trying to. You're not trading. You shouldn't be trading against somebody else and worrying about them, because you're trading against yourself. It's you against yourself. This is self-improvement. This is how I look at this. This is me in trying to improve myself, and doing this helps me to learn about myself. And man, I catch myself now before I get, I don't fly off the handle. Rarely do I ever fly off the handle, and I'm not mad about that anyway. But, it helps me catch emotions. Like, if I feel a little envy or a little jealousy or whatever emotion, a little anger or something, to start, I'm more tuned in now because of this and trading and trying to get my emotions under control here and realizing, well, the most surprising thing that this revealed to me is that my emotions will disguise themselves as logic. That blew my mind. I was like, I could have sworn that was me being logical, making a logical decision. But no, it was me being scared and selling at a bottom. Made perfect sense. That blew my mind when I came to realize that. I was like, oh man. And that's why I'm telling you about the ego stuff, man. The ego stuff. Peep it out. When you see a YouTuber getting in their ego, getting all this, and and we're, and this is where it's at. This is how it's done. Here you go. Who's with me? All this. Watch them, and then they get cocky. Watch their next calls. Watch them. That ego will steer them wrong. It just does. So that's the lesson that you can learn from some of those guys. Learn what not to do. Let's take a look at Osmo. Still have not done the news. Totally off my agenda. My itinerary is not panning out. Let's zoom out on Osmosis. I like this one. She's cheap right now. 44 cents. That's a steal. Now I've been in this one. I got the airdrop when this one came out. I was man, that was a great airdrop. So I've had a very favorable experience with this one, so I might be a little biased toward it. But she can get up to around $10, $11. I've seen her up there. I don't think it got recorded on CoinMarketCap as that, but she's been there. We are in our accumulation zone. From our highs back here, December of, was that 2023 December? That was when we were last up at these great places, about $2. From there, we're down how far? 87%. Crazy, isn't it? It's 44 cents right now. Now going back up from where we are now, back up to there would be almost a 5x. 481%. Drop down about 80 something percent to get back up there is going to give us almost a 5x. So that's cool. So we're in double bottom territory. That seems to be what we're doing. And this $2.55, that will be where we need to target. That's a great little target. Anywhere in this zone, just by that. Normally what we see is it goes through accumulation, it comes back up, and it confirms a double bottom kind of pattern there, a W if you want to call it that. It's all in the same family. And you can get a nice little measure move for that guy once it confirms, and we get above it. And that starts taking us up here closer to 450, that area. My favorite way to look at this when on the bigger time frames is through the fibs. We're in the accumulation zone. This is the discount window. This is 6 months now. You're going to look back here and think, man, Osmos is 44 cents. And I didn't buy none. I should have bought more, 44 cents. Probably start thinking those thoughts as soon as it gets out of this accumulation zone and it starts heading around $1. You're like, man, I could have got it at 40 cents. Dang. Seems to be respecting the trend line here. Let's come down smaller time frame. I'm just going to draw a new trend line because that one's just candle bodies. Let's go touch these candle bodies, and that looks like it lands on that wick there too. Well, what I see is a possible fun pattern to play for osmosis that just keeps leading to higher highs and even higher lows here. So I do look for us to come back and retest 84 cents and even higher, maybe even up to that $1. Look for these areas that are over here to be touched. They're lining up really nicely over there. But the real sweet spot for this one, I mean, getting $2-3 is, it will happen with osmosis, and it will get higher than that, $7-8, and it will hang around there for a while in the very early stages right here, my personal opinion for this and a lot of other coins. Just depends on your strategy, how long you plan on holding them and getting out of the game or whatever, but there's some gains to be made. Sweet spot for osmosis, I think it's going to be 171. That's a good one that's worth holding on to for, I think, in my personal opinion. I don't know if you had, let's say you had 1,000 in it, or $100 or 1,000, nice even number. Let's say $100. $100, and well, that $100 would turn into about $400 when we get 300% gains. When it goes up to $1.70, $1.75. Let's take a look at Jasmine. Jasmine has been doing pretty good lately, right? She is also in one of the megaphone patterns, like we were just looking at osmosis, right? And she's trying to get up there. She's pulling back right now. So I'm looking at maybe she could come back to 2.8, somewhere through there. She might just catch here on the daily on this 50 moving average, which on a nice strong uptrend for a steeper correction on a nice strong uptrend, that's where we would look, 50 moving average. Going below that, then we could start looking at some other sideways. The trend would be over, in other words. So my personal, bouncing off of 50, you can still maintain this big overall trend. And that could lead to 70 cents. And that's what I've got. I've got this target. I've got two targets. I got 70 and 75 cents for Jasmine. I mean, 7 and 7.5. 7 cents and 7.5 cents for Jasmine. Let's talk turkey. Wow! I thought it was turkey again. Take a quick look at XRP. She may be flagging that. We'll take in some new information here. She's still above a 382 Fibonacci pull from swing low to swing high. I like that idea. This could lead to a big move. So if she's going to do it, I mean, the smaller target I got right here is I'm going 380. Why 387? Did I move my fibs or something? Move a line. not really sure what happened there. I've got 387 with an arrow on it as one of my targets. But for what she's trying to do, or might be trying to do, we've got an AB equals CD, which kind of corresponds with a bull flag with a big pole pattern, taking us up to a 618 at 433. And that's actually looking really nice to me too. 433 or 430. For XRP, it sounds crazy. It'd take it a while to get there, I believe, but I'm seeing signs I think it can hit it. I'm just kind of reading from the chats over here besides pulling them up. Let's see. Hoppy's legit. Oh, there's King Hale. How's it going? Asking for Hoppy. Oh, snap. I can't see what's going on. Clearly. Looks like were we looking for trades? I can't see what it is. Whatever it is, it did not work out. That was kind of a weird place to put one. What were we thinking? What were we thinking here? The breakout from where? Here? It must have been from here. If it gets back into the pattern, it must have been one of those ideas. With, I don't know, or maybe I moved it. That just is a weird place for me to have that. I do not remember, but I'm sure if I post it in Telegram group, it's probably there. It looks to me like let me move some of these things out of the way. We're coming back to our main trend line here for Hoppy. So a lot of the meme coins are getting smashed that we're seeing because really strip away them. They are meme coins, okay? It can't happen. I'm going to, do I want to? Let's zoom out of here. So this is what we're looking at, coming back to retest our main trend line. So this should be, she shouldn't break it. Cross your fingers, hope to die, stick a needle in your eye, hope you don't break that, because that wouldn't be cool. I mean, when you come down really to it, I don't think she's close to touching it, or I mean, not touching it just yet. And showing the first signs that she's starting to want to round out down through here. So I'm looking for this area to hold 0.0008ish area and see what happens there for Hoppy. Now once it holds, then oh man, and the meme coins start coming back in, it's telling you it's going to be a fun ride. To where it could be on the table, could be up here dropping a 0.00048, that area, something like that. Just depends on the, I mean, we're just guesstimating now because we don't have the quite the angle we're looking at. But if I had to guesstimate, we'd probably have something. Ooh, that'd take a little bit longer, wouldn't it? That's the angle you like. What would that be? I don't even see a date there. Oh, there, March 2025. That past March. So we're just kind of, we're shooting the crap. That's what we're doing. Bouncing off the top or on the bottom, we'd be going toward the top there. What we can do is pull our good old Fibonacci. And that gives me good confidence in this area. So there we go with our accumulation zone. Anything below this price, 0.000148, is a good buy place. Main target I would be looking for is a 618. 0.00025 for Hoppy, and from the bottom to there would be 200%. $100 in, give you $300 if you sell it all there. So not bad. We come back to the chat here. So Bobby Yaz $9.99. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thanks for the detailed explanations. Would you look at Tau BitTensor? Is it going even lower? Looking to do some tax loss harvesting. Let's take a look. Thank you again for that super chat. I hit the wrong button.
I've been hitting that like button. I just want to say thank you very much.
I was trying to applaud the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. So, Tao. See at 465 right now. Let me just clear out. That can stay. Oh, that's good. So we're on this channel, or on that trend line. I look at it as a channel, and it didn't make it up to touch the top of the channel, and that's something to just kind of park in your mind when you see that happen. Of course, you're always thinking when it's here, like, well, maybe it should just pull him back, and then she'll go up and get it. Maybe, but when they don't follow through with the top of the channel, I mean, it's just a sign of weakening. A sign of weakening could lead to this. When we pull our fibs from this high here to there, we can see we're at our top areas, right? 113, 112, 172, and that's signifying, yeah, that's probably a good place for it to roll over. And we take that in consideration, and that's not near the top of this channel. Will this channel continue? No, let's watch it closely. And it decided not to continue. That's just the process. Thought process of me. Nothing to do with where we are right now. Look, 420. Woo! Oh, let's go with that one. You know we're hitting it. We already hit it once. I think they're going to pass up an opportunity to hit 420 with them. Woo! All right. So we've also got where we started down here. Take that wick to this candle body, and we should have something really close to where we are. Devastatingly close. Now we go to wick to the wick, and then it covers this wick over here. See that? We didn't even touch that wick. That's why we're zooming in. Make sure we get it. This wick, that wick. Not quite that wick. Close enough to count. That works. That works this wick, that wick. That is like the very extreme of this channel or line, right? It's probably... I think the most strongest parts would be where you got your candle body touches. And that's what I usually try to do, is establish a line from candle bodies. And if I do it from here, we get some overlap. We get a little bit of overlap. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. And so what I mean by this is, like, if I were following a trend line or following price action, and we were down on this line, I mean, anywhere through these little spaces here, it's probably kind of weak. Well, you could look at it as being weak or strong, either one. Never mind. Well, just keep on going. We don't want this trend line to hold, to fall. The price to break below this trend line. That's the big takeaway I'm trying to actually get out there. That would be bad. And she's been holding it, and we're above it, and we're making higher highs and higher lows. So it looks like these last little wicks, these two, and there's two of them, meaning that could be your oh my gosh, tweezer bottoms. I have to remember candlestick patterns now. So tweezer bottoms, and that's a good, and we see that a lot. Bitcoin did this, and a lot of the altcoins have done that, and that's a bottom sign here. And then when we came back and didn't come down lower, so a lot of the altcoins are had this, and that gives me. That's why I'm still bullish on my altcoins. And what we're doing, we're making higher highs and higher lows. It's just lackluster right now. It's just slow. But the signs are here. Ichimoku Cloud likes it, that we can start, keep going up for a higher high. So next target would be above 522. Doesn't seem like we're going to do it now. We're sitting there at 465s, right? Doesn't seem too exciting. Moving averages aren't exciting. They're kind of down low. It feels bad. Feels kind of glum. Feels kind of hopeless. Or start looking at trend lines and say, oh man, look, we broke it, retested, and we can be coming down. We could be coming down. But I doubt that we make a lower low than what we had over here at 439, 440. So there could be some sweet discounts is how we need to look at this point in the market. I would be confident enough to say, hey man, this is pretty much a bottom. I'm degen enough to jump out there and say, yeah, there's your bottom right there. I think we're pretty good. Might we come down? I mean, you could say we could, but I don't think it's as likely with that. I think we'd be testing this level right here. These levels right through here and not even think about coming down to this area. Those are pretty strong. So Tau. So is it going even lower? Is your question. Well, let's fib her out. So from this bottom to that high, it suggests, yeah, we might be coming back and testing either of these two areas. Probably see that going on over this next week. And that'd be about 449 and 457, 458 is what my actual numbers are coming here on the Binance chart. And for me, now I do have a play on this, and my game plan, I'll tell you right now, I will be buying because I pyramid in. I own me position trade. And then I think I've got some of the, I haven't checked on mine in a while. Where are you? I want to see, I've got some that have been staked. I've not looked at this in months and months. What do I got over here now? I'm up to 10.41. Okay, so I've got 9.3. It looks like I got 9.34 that are staked. And so I've earned a whole free one just by having mine staked over there. And what's it worth now? Of course, I was getting into Tau and it was like $50 to $60 range. I mean, I didn't get enough then, but I started nibbling and building positions then. So I'm very pleased at being above $400. So yeah, it does look like she could see these lower areas. It may not though. I mean, she is holding this area. What, 463? She's been holding that really well so far. So she may not even make it down here, but I think that she's got a good chance over the next few days. And so yeah, tax loss harvesting or whatever. Yeah, if you're under and you can, I mean, whatever. The idea is that you catch it on a low. So we can do this. They will change this probably. I don't know. Probably over this next cycle. We may not be able to do this next cycle. But if we're on it, if it's cheaper than what you bought it. Say if you bought it at $500 and now you're down, you just sell it. And then even 30 seconds later, you just turn right around and buy it again. And now you can count that loss on your taxes. Now, when you sell it again, you got to keep, this is your new entry price now for this next year or however long these are some things that you need to think about with crypto too. Are you holding these positions for a year so that you can get that tax benefit if you need it? Because if not, then you're getting the short-term capital gains taxes on this, more akin to income tax, that kind of bracket area. So it might put you in those situations. Another reason why position trading is so cool, because it kind of lets me hold these things for a long term before I actually have my sell, right? Another reason why scalping is one that not only does scalping take up all your time sitting there on small ass time frames trying to find those high risk things, and takes up all your time and attention, stress, You also got a huge tax or a bigger tax liability for the profits or whatever that you might have in your scalping strategy. So scalping to me is not where it's at, and it's definitely not something that I would want to try to gear a beginner toward, like I see some YouTubers do on leverage at that. All this only benefits the exchange and the YouTubers mostly. Most people are not going to say, I made my fortune scalping Bitcoin. Most people are going to say, man, I made life-changing money holding some of these altcoins and holding Bitcoin for a long while. I mean, Tal looks good. So don't be mad at me if she decides I'm just going to go from right here. But I think she can't come lower. And if she does, that's good. But tax loss harvesting, just try to stay on topic. If you you sell and then you got your loss, but you can turn right around and just buy it back. Now with the legacy market, they got it where you gotta wait a month or a certain time period before you can actually buy that asset again. So if I were to sell my Tesla, I couldn't turn right around and buy it back again. Even if it goes cheaper or whatever, I was supposed to wait and to be able to, you know, the wash trading rules that they have. Baba Yaz, that looks like that was your first super chat, is what it's telling me on my tablet down here. Let's see, Baba Yaz. And I did hit that, right? And let's celebrate their first super chat, Bobby Yaz, my man. I feel honored that that's my first super chat. That's your first super chat that you decided to do that here with me. Thank you very much. This number is going crazy on my screen. It's a 1, it's a 2, it's a 3, a 1, 2, 3. Ba-da-da-da. King Kill says, thanks for talking. No problem. So let me see if I can get over a few more of these coins. See Doge. Which question? Let's take a look at Doge. We're in an hour and 37 minutes into the stream. 25 people. Thanks for hanging out with me. It means a lot. It really does. It's late at night for a lot of you. And I just appreciate you being here. So this is market cap for Doge. Oh, sometimes I do that. Here we go. Doji. Like a possible Adam and Eve, and never confirmed. Never confirmed. She has to get back up to here to confirm. Never did. But they can also, sometimes you'll see them, they will get a double booby set going on, or a double booty set. I don't know. If this is I still can't figure, if you're a dangle, if you're the dangler, then what are you? If this is Adam and this is Eve and Eve's little sister, I'm trying to get the visual on this. I'm trying to figure out this whole Adam and Eve. It looks like it looks like something uncircumcised with a left testicle and a right testicle. If I'm just being honest. Call it like I see it. Or maybe we do have a dangle and we got a booby and we got a production going on here in a few seconds. I don't know. Dogecoin, she's sitting at 31 cents. She might tap that 030. It could. She's holding trend line. No, it's a crappy trend line. She's more in a range. Range is what you need on this one, in my personal opinion. Pull this old ranger out. Come on, Rangy. She is well within her range. A little bit below her point of control. You see this little spike over here at 32.4 cents. Looks like we're trying to possibly do a little bottoming pattern on this kind of makeshift trend line we got going on here. Should come back up there and try to get above it. So 33 cents reclaiming, coming back for Doge. eventually here over the next whatever few days. Everything's just kind of lackluster. There's like Celinda said, there's no volume in Bitcoin. There's very little volume over here in our altcoins too. 40 cent in that area for Doge. Let's take a look at XLM. Stellar Lumens. Oh, are you down to 35 cents? Really? This one shot up, man. It went all the way up to 63 cents. Nailed it. That was one of our targets. Sounded crazy at the time, but she got up through there, right? Now you're breaking areas here. XLM, what are you doing? There's too much red on here. Swing low to swing high. Tell me where I need to buy. So I'm tuning me on my fib, and what that means is, I mean, you go from the low to the highs. I mean, that's the rule of the game, and see how this stuff relates. And no matter where I'm bulling, and mostly we're looking for the move, the actual move, the impulse move, right? Like I could take a fib from where we started in this bottom all the way to, we wicked out up here, and I could be reading that for that particular impulse move. I could. But I like to take for the whole move from down here and treat that whole move there. And we are coming back in the 618 area, about 30 cents. It looks like we might tap that area one more time there. So about this 31 cent area could be hit. Still got our falling channel, or a falling wedge if you want to look at it that way. But it also gives us an A equal BC if we do find support here, that 30 cent area, and that would give us these targets that I've still got up here, and we'd be looking at just right under $1 and around 92 cents there. If we do the A B equals CD, should get us, well, there we go. We'll go down here. This one will take us to should take us to 382. So you probably see something at 85, but I like 99 and 92, especially 99. I like 99 for the bigger move that we got here. Let's take a look at Floki. Floki looks like she's finding some support here. So candle bodies, all these candle bodies had a little bit of a bear trap, or a little bit of a bear trap there. Looks like we came back and wicked into it, because once you break these areas, they get a little weak. But we're holding it again. We've got candle bodies closing up above it, respecting this trend line basically on Floki. Trying to make higher highs and higher lows. Hadn't really got our higher high in, but we got some higher lows in. That's cool. It looks like it's sticking to me. So I'm looking at our other two targets that we've had up there. Go from swing high to swing low. It should spell them out. I'm color code them because it looks like I got lazy. You got lazy. It's about at 0.00023. Right in that area. Also 0.000255 area. And those are just kind of shorter term targets. It's not bad. From where we are now up to there's 30 to 45% gains, but over here about 0.00041 in that area. Let me double check that one. That's about 133% gains there. .000416. Make a little adjustment there. Floki. Looks like she can do some damage there. What is the gains again? Yeah, 133%. If that scenario plays out. And we end up just coming back to the top of this channel right up there. I think it could happen. Let's go do our news before I forget again, because I've forgotten for the last hour and 46 minutes to go do it. Sean, take us away. All right, what's happening in crypto in the last 24 hours? Because we didn't do this one last night, and there's not one tonight. So Bitcoin, Strive Asset Management, led by Vivek Ramaswamy, has filed with the SEC for a Strive Bitcoin Bond ETF to offer investors access to MicroStrategy's convertible bonds. I like MicroStrategy. That has been a one that keeps giving right there, MicroStrategies. Moonding. Didn't mean to point at you. I'll just point at Moonding. Vitalik Buterin has donated over $293,000 to a Thai zoo to adopt Moonding. Vitalik Buterin has become the adoptive father of pygmy hippo Moonding. How many more times can we say Moonding? South Korea's US dollar. Oh man, Korean, the KRW, I'm not a currency trader, people. The USD KRW exchange rate has continued to rise, reaching its highest level in nearly 16 years since the global financial crisis. Currently, kimchi premium is hovering around 2%. That's what supposedly Sam Bankman-Fried used to make his billions, was that kimchi premium. Sorry, I was doing that out loud. Jupiter announced Jupiary distribution plans for a $7 million Jupiter airdrop in January, of which 5 million Jupiter will be distributed to users who have swapped $1,000 or more and Jupiter stakers. Turkey getting tired. Frax Finance has launched a government's vote to onboard BlackRock Biddle as a backing asset for the Frax USD stablecoin. Bitget announced the BWB, Big Wide Bottoms, will be merged to, it's not Big Wide Bottoms, BWB will be merged into BGB to create a single ecosystem, don't say it, token for the crypto exchange and Bitget wallet. The exchange rate will be about 11.68 BWB to 1 BGB. Bonk Dow burned 1.69. There's always a 69 trillion bonk, worth about $52 million for burnless. VeChain CEO Sunshine Liu 24 tweeted that BET tokenomics will be enhanced in 2025. What do you mean enhanced? What do you mean enhanced? You mean made bigger, enhanced? What do you mean? I need to know. I'm a VeChain investor. That's one of my plays. Thank you so much, Layer. Oh, what did we do there? Layer GG. Let's give you a little post, a like. Come back and look at the Bitcoin chart here. We're hanging around $94,600 for Bitcoin, just traveling sideways as we end this Saturday night. It is 12:19 a.m. on Saturday morning, east side of the United States. And Bitcoin is around 94,600, just going sideways. Trying to do a little uppity up, but it's just sideways here on these small ass time frames. And here we go to the weekend to see what the whales want to do, and if retail is going to start doing some weekend trading, if they want to go on altcoins, if they're going to sell off and tax loss harvest. I expect it to be kind of lackluster weekend, but hey, here we are. And you can't see that because, Sean? Gosh darn it, Sean.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you very much.
Guys, thanks for hanging out. It's been fun, and it's been real fun, and Bitcoin will continue. I don't know, she'll go sideways, maybe come down a little bit. As long as she doesn't go past this lower low over here. I do want to draw your attention to this nice little kind of, we got this little shape, and then we got up, and we come down, and we come down. We normally find a bounce here somewhere and start going up, and I don't say that flippantly. That's what I'm looking for. One thing that we want to do here is take a Fibonacci from swing low to our swing high, and we've touched some cool areas here. We wicked down to 93,387, and then we've been holding the 786 area right now. Now, if I look at this Fibonacci wise, it looks like it has satisfied the requirement for coming down here to make our lower low, that 886 level, and currently holding a 7. Now I know I'm on the 6-minute time frame, and we're kind of reading a lot into this, but this looks like a good start. That maybe we'll come back and we'll revisit this $95,000 area betwixt this next day or so. Found a little support there, start making some higher highs, higher lows, and let's just make a go of this Bitcoin and go back toward 100,000, make number go up. And pump our bags, baby, pump our bags. This weekend we will be looking to see if we can get above a 95, a 96, 1,000. Trying to make our way back up here to 99 and to 100,000. Can we do it? I think we got a shot. I think we'll be pleasantly surprised. At least hit 95.3. Let's go do it. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Good night. God bless you. Sean, take us away.
Come on, come here, boy. Come on. You freaky dog. I don't need to analyze. Every word that comes out is a lie. Make it look like it's so ice, ice, ice. You won't make it to the finish line. If you gotta know the truth was gonna let you go. You was fine, never mind, unpredictable. Feet eye off the ground, you ain't no one. You a star, blow it up like supernova. In the nighttime, hit my hotline. Sharing secrets, you wish really was part your life. Basic bullets, with no bullets. Does your wifey know you're begging for my notice? Promise you're the same, running for the meds. Show you like my vibe, pass my candy on my wrist. Bad habits, little rabbit. Now sit down, you can have it. I see it when you walk my way. Nice big head, come and play with me. Freaky dog, got a whole lot of love for my dog. I see it when you walk my way. Nice big head, come and play with me. Freaky dog, now show how freaky you are.
So I'm just gonna be away for 1 hour. Please don't break anything. And I might have a surprise for you.
Give me a miracle. I need a syllable. Talking about big cash, that's the minimum. I'm done with this trash. Thought to be critical. Show me your mental state before we get physical. Pour some water in your cup, let it drip, drip, drip. Now look straight into my eyes, then you sip, sip, sip. It's about time that you shine.
you're getting very wealthy and you like this video, you want to subscribe to this channel because you like it.